Wait. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey JD, Sam Fortier from the Washington Post. I'm wondering what it's been like for you, kind of just getting involved in the offense. We talked to you, a while ago about how they might use you. What's it been like early so far?
What he said at the end.
What's it been like early in training camp so far?
It's been great, man. It's been easy to adapt to. Coach Rivera has been making practice very competitive. Um, we've been studying extremely hard, learning the offense. It's been coming to me pretty good. I can't complain about camp. I'm enjoying it. I feel like this is one of the best camps that I've had.
And how, is offensive coordinator Scott Turner using you in similar ways you've been used in the past? And how are you being used differently?
I would say it's the same thing. In this system, we want to get the backs the ball. I don't want to hand it off, and we want them to catch it also. But I mean, we are pretty good, and we all can do the same thing. So it's nothing really different. In my whole career, I've been doing a lot of receiver, running back type things, getting handoffs, catching passes. So it haven't been nothing too different, from the past.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, JD, John Kine, ESPN. You said it's one of the best games you've had. Why?
Coming from a receiver, man, just being able to understand protections, letting the O line combo get to the second level, not rushing it. Because when I was a wideout, it was always about a go route. It was always about beating the guy off the ball, releases, and just winning on that route. But now it's about patience. You got guys in front of you that have to get their block done for you to be successful, and I think that's something that I've been doing pretty well this camp, last year as well. But I think that I'm going to the second level with that, and that's why I would say that in protections I've been doing an extremely great job, I think.
And then when you look at your running back group, it seems like they're using you guys in a lot of different ways or with different combinations. Is this one of the more diverse groups that you maybe played with, and maybe partly because of what you and Antonio and maybe Bryce can do?
I would say that we got some real dogs in that room, man. It's very competitive. Like you said, me and Antonio and Bryce. But Peyton Barber and AP could do it, as well. It's just who they choose to do it, man. But I'm enjoying the room. We got a lot of great guys. And we all competing and having fun every day.
Thank you.
Hey JD, Brandon Walker with The Athletic. It's nice to meet you and thank you for doing this. I guess I'm curious, Juan has identified you as somebody who used to go into situational football at times. What does it mean for you to be in this position? You've had this great camp. You're being put in situational football. You said that there's some plays for you in particular. What does it mean to you to have that happen?
First off, when they say situational football, I feel like I could do it every down. But I mean, I take it as a compliment. You just got to be ready when coaches need you to do what you got to do. When they call your number 4-1, let's go. Third down, whatever the situation may be, you got to be ready to capitalize and make the play and help move the stick. So I take it and I like it. But I've been labeled as a situational guy and a weapon guy. But I mean, I don't want defenses don't think I can't take it between the A gap too.
Certainly saw you do a lot of that yesterday as well. So I'm just curious, how much stress is it going to put on opposing defenses when they see you and Antonio Gibson standing there in the backfield? Because between the two of you all, I've certainly noted the fact that you guys find a way to get into the hole, make some big plays. What's it going to be like putting stress on opposing defenses?
Well, I mean, they would have to, they would have to treat us as. Well, I don't even know. I know when we both are in the game, they gotta understand that these running backs, considered as running backs, they could run routes as well. They could do the same thing that some receivers could do in the league, and they would have to play base or nickel, and probably have to put a nickel on us, and we could run it right at them. So, I mean, I think it'll put a lot of stress on the defenses.
Thank you, JD.
Thank you.
JD, Nikki Jabala with the Washington Post. You talked about transitioning from receiver to more running back. What went into that for you, and who have you leaned on just in terms of learning those protections and the techniques and whatnot?
I leaned on my coach, Coach Jordan. He's been doing a phenomenal job with teaching us that. But just over the years, also being able to just understand it, and it takes time. Like you just can't jump into these things. Some guys do, but you just can't jump into these things and just understand what the O line is going to fold down to the wheel, and you got the next guy off the point, and the defense changed, and you've been outside the box your whole life. So going into my 5th year, things are really slowing down for me. And I think that and like I said, experience is a major thing in this game, and I think right now it's finally coming to me.
Ron mentioned tomorrow. He said it's an important day with camp winding down and roster cuts looming. In these final few days of camp, what do you want to show?
Consistency. I want to be that same guy I was the day before. I don't want to come out and make 10 plays and come out and don't do nothing the next day. But like I said, I want to show that durability. I'm a guy that could play 16, 17 games, all the way through the playoffs and being healthy the whole time. I had one situation where I broke my foot, and that was the only time I missed. I want to show them that I'm fully healthy and I'm ready to go. But other than that, just being consistent and making plays.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey JD, I was curious, since you mentioned Antonio, do you recognize him going through a lot of the stuff you went through? Do you see any of yourself in him, or
yeah,
figure out what you meant when you make that switch?
Yeah, but Antonio is doing a great job. If you heard when I said that everybody don't go through that. With me, it was a receiver my whole life. Antonio played some back at Memphis University, so he kind of got a better idea about protections, than I did coming out, and I think he's doing a great job with it too.
And completely unrelated to any of this, but you were a Red Wolf in college, and there's a fan movement here to rename the team the Red Wolves. Just curious, what do you think about that? Is that something that you'd be behind?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter what name they give us. I mean, I was once a Red Wolf. I'm always be a Red Wolf, Well, I mean, if we change the team to Washington Red Wolves, I have no problem with that.
Cool, thanks.
Hey JD, Ben Standig with The Athletic. Nice to see you. Just curious, obviously everybody's going through a crazy year in 2020, and while you may be able to keep up with the playbook and things like that over Zooms and now on the field, it's got to be different in terms of bonding with teammates. So what's that been like as a new guy coming to this team, trying to bond with your teammates when you really just haven't been able to be around them that much?
Yeah, that was the main thing for me, not being able to be around the guys and OTAs and find out what the guys like, or do they even like you. But I mean, it's been very adaptable. We got a lot of guys from Alabama on the team, and a lot of down south guys on the team, and it's been easy for me to come in and be myself and let the guys accept me for who I am, and the same thing for them. I like my teammates. I like this group a lot. Out of all my 5 years, my 5th year in the league, I think this is one of my favorite teams already.
Great. And Ron told us that Alex made a step today playing in some 11-on-11s. What did you see from him today, and what have you just kind of seen with his progress throughout this time?
Well, I mean, he's a vet, and just seeing him scramble around and running and, not favoring anything on his body, playing free, it's exciting to see, and I'm happy for him.
Thank you.
Phillips? JP?
JD, thanks for doing this. My name is JP Finley with NBC Sports Washington. I can't help but notice that there's a lot of two-back sets with you out there. Is that something you're used to or familiar with, and how do you like that?
Yeah, man, it's something I've been doing it for a while now. In Detroit, we went with two backs. I would be a receiver sometimes. I would be the back, and definitely in Seattle. I like it a lot. I mean, we got RPOs, and we can do all type of things out of that. Even we can do it with the receivers also. It's just versatility, man. Being able to do what the receivers could do also, and it helps the offense just keep running fast and keep the defense on their heels.
And just looking at kind of the timelines of free agency, it seemed like Washington made you a target and a priority because it moved relatively quick. How much have you gotten to know Scott Turner, and it seems like he wanted you specifically for this offense?
I mean, he's a real great guy. I mean, as of right now, we just moving, man. We learning the offense and just practicing hard every day. Yeah, I did sign Washington pretty fast. I mean, my agent told me it was a good deal, it was a good look for me, and it was a great opportunity as well with McCaffrey, with me having some similar parts of my game to his. But I'm excited about playing in his offense, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Hey, JD, what is it about the competitive camp that kind of makes it? You said it made it fun, but what is it that makes it so much fun?
Well, I mean, just the Bama guys on the team they letting me know that they coming after me every day, and I mean it feels like a game, man. It feels like a game. I'm getting better every day. You want to be better than what you was the day before. That's what makes it great. Just competing against the defense and trying to outdo those guys, and listen to coach when we break it down, and we want coach to to come out and say that we had a great practice. We want the game to be. We want practice to just be like a game, man. Everybody on the team got that competitive nature to them, man. I think that's what makes it so fun and competitive, also.
When you watch Logan Thomas now, what do you see that you've seen before with him? Is this a different level? Is this what do you see with him right now?
I see growth. I see a guy who's finally getting his opportunity to be that guy. I was with him in Detroit, and when I first got there week 1. I knew that Logan, I thought he was the guy when I first got there, but unfortunately he wasn't. But you can just tell that, he could be that number 1 tight end on this team, and, he could have been in Detroit also. But he's finally getting his targets. He's finally getting the opportunity to make mistakes and come out and correct them. And, the more you get a chance to do that, that's how growth happens. And that's what I see from him.
Thanks.
Pete? Anybody else?
Hey, JD, it's Chris Russell here. Thanks for doing this. Just curious on the difference between Ron and how he runs the entire operation compared to Patricia last year. And I know you were only there 1 year, and then, of course, your time with Pete Carroll in Seattle.
What's the difference?
Yeah, different similarities, anything that you've been able to pick up and absorb so far.
Well, I mean, I see a lot of similar things comparing him and Pete. But I love Matty P also. But just being a player's coach, wanting to know how the players feel, as far as taking care of our bodies and those type of things, and I'm enjoying being here so far, and I like the way he's been doing things. You can tell that he has a lot of experience. He really cares for his players.
Do you just a quick follow-up, Ron, obviously, when you guys, make a mistake or whatever, like we saw last Saturday, he got after you. Do you like a coach that has, I guess, a hard edge to him, but is truthful and transparent, as Ron seems to be from the outside?
What mistake we had he got after us?
Last Saturday, he got after you guys pretty good out on the field for about 5 minutes.
Talking about me and Dwayne, or
As a group, I think.
as a group?
Yeah.
Yeah, just as a group.
What was his question again?
Like,
Just wondering if you like a coach that is
Oh, most definitely. I like the way he hands on. I mean, it's something that you don't want the players to go home and knowing that they had a terrible practice and you sugarcoat it. You want a guy that's gonna get after you and gonna be out there with you and let you know right for wrong, man. And we appreciate that, and that's how we get better.
Thank you.
all right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, JD. Appreciate you.